He did everything right. Every rule, every form, every line he was told not to cross. For most of his life, people described him as invisible in the best possible way. A quiet worker, a reliable neighbor, the kind of man institutions are built for, and almost never notice. Until one night, when the system he trusted pushed him past a breaking point he didn't know he had. This story isn't about a monster. It's about how ordinary obedience can slowly turn into something dangerous. He grew up believing rules were safety. His parents taught him that if you stayed in line, life would stay predictable. School rewarded him for it. Employers depended on it. Authorities expected it. So he followed the rules the way some people follow religion. He paid taxes early, never missed a shift, never argued with police, never complained, even when life quietly began to squeeze him. When the factory downsized, he didn't protest. He retrained. When rent went up, he didn't fight it. He worked longer hours. When paperwork delayed his health coverage, he waited. That's what you do, right? Experts call this institutional trust, the belief that systems will eventually correct themselves if you're patient enough. But psychologists warn there's a breaking point, a moment when compliance stops protecting you and starts erasing you. He didn't know that yet. The night everything changed started like any other. Cold, late, uneventful. He was driving home after an extra shift he didn't want, but felt he couldn't refuse. His hands were stiff on the steering wheel, his mind somewhere else. Bills, deadlines, the quiet exhaustion of being responsible all the time. Then, the lights appeared in his rearview mirror. Red, blue. He pulled over immediately, engine off, hands visible, exactly how you're supposed to. The officer asked routine questions, then one not-so-routine accusation. Something about a vehicle matching a description, a place he'd never been, a person he'd never met. He explained calmly, politely, honestly. But rules, once activated, don't always care about truth. They care about procedure. He was asked to step out, then to wait, then to sit. Minutes stretched into something heavier. Cold crept through his jacket. His phone battery drained as he texted his wife updates meant to sound reassuring. "I'm fine. Just a misunderstanding." Inside, something else was happening. Psychologists describe it as learned helplessness. The moment when you realize compliance no longer changes the outcome. When every "yes, sir" only tightens the situation instead of resolving it. He felt it when the cuffs clicked shut. Not pain, not fear, something quieter. Betrayal. What followed wasn't dramatic in the way movies show it. No shouting, no chaos, just hours of waiting. Fluorescent lights, paperwork passed hand to hand, a system moving forward because it had already started. By the time the mistake was acknowledged, a mismatched plate, a clerical error, the damage had already been done. He was released with an apology that felt procedural, a form explaining his rights, and the unspoken expectation that he would go home and forget. But something had cracked. Studies show that moments like this don't fade. They rewire. Trust collapses not all at once, but permanently. In the weeks that followed, he stopped sleeping. Small noises felt threatening. Authority figures no longer felt neutral. And then, the rules started to feel optional. Not out of rebellion, out of emptiness. The night that broke him wasn't loud. It was quiet, ordinary. A single step taken too far by someone who had spent a lifetime never stepping wrong. When it finally made headlines, people asked the same question they always do. How did someone like him end up here? But that's the wrong question. The real question is, how many people are walking around right now, holding themselves together with compliance,
believing the system will protect them, right up until the moment it doesn't. Because when trust breaks quietly, it doesn't shatter outward, it collapses inward. And sometimes, that's the most dangerous break of all. If this story made you pause, reflect, or see the world differently, follow the trail with us. Subscribe, because every truth leaves a trace.